पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम ब्रह्मानंदं परम सुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। Om. Adoration to Sadguru, who is Brahman, the giver of supreme bliss, embodiment of pure consciousness, one without a second, vast as the ether, infinite, eternal, beyond the three gunas and their modifications, the supreme preceptor. Yoga Vasishtha Nirvana Prakarana, section 28 continues. Lord Rama is listening and Sage Vasishtha is giving the teachings. O Rama, that which is affected by fear needs to be purified and cultured. It is the mind that needs to be treated. What is implying that the trouble is not with the self, the trouble is with the mind. The real I am is the sun. The sun doesn't go through the troubles as the reflected suns go through in every part. So no matter how vast and tragic the world may appear, and the soul may go through countless predicaments, the reality of the soul, the I am, is ever untouched by all the negative that your mind discovers or experiences. Simple way to understand the difference between the screen and the projections. The world you experience is the projections of the mind, chitta vritti. And vrittis come and go. The reality behind all vrittis is pure consciousness. The pure consciousness is Brahman. And that is your I am. Your real I am is not in the world of vrittis. Just like you are dreaming, you go through lots of experiences of pleasure and pain. But the real you is on the bed sleeping, snoring. The I am based on ego identity caused by the thought waves of your mind. This is also described in a simple way, Brahman through Maya. And that identified with ego, the self plays the role of jiva, individual soul. It remains individual soul as long as it views ego as its identity. The moment ego identity is gone, the soul is not individual at all. The soul is the same divine absolute. Soul is like the sun. A reflected sun has its own identity, has its own story. But no matter how many reflected suns may go through countless predicaments, the sun remains untouched. And this is what you have to inject in your mind. Because it is the mind that will start working for you. Mind causes the bondage as well as the release. unwittingly using your mind, you have led yourself to countless fetters. Now you want to shatter the fetters, bring the whisper of Vedantic wisdom to your mind. Nothing exists, nothing belongs to me. I am neither mind nor body. Immortal self am I. Who is saying it? Is the mind. But that's how you have brought the Vedantic wisdom into a mental whisper. And in the beginning, the mind, if your mind is becoming spiritually sensitive, it begins to delight with the news. The world is pouring news of calamity, mortality virus, pain after pain. And for every gain, you have to go through pain. And the cure for this mortality virus is discovering the I am is not the ego I am, but is the Brahman I am. The three worlds are nothing but appearances in the self. Again, all the experience that the soul goes through thought, word, deed, all experiences are put into three planes. The plane of practical reality, called Bhur Loka. The plane of sentimental reality, Bhuvar Loka. The plane of your understanding, and that itself creates a world of its own, that's Swarloka. And as long as you are wandering in these three lokas, you are a loco. The real I am transcends the three lokas, and three lokas are effaced. Just like a dream, when you wake up, the dream is effaced. It doesn't stay. The three lokas vanish. And that goes into elaborately more in Om Upasana. With all you are identifying yourself with your physical body. First, dealing with your Bhur Loka. The physical body, you are a part of the universe. How big is the Bhur? Universe. And here again, you are becoming more spiritually wise. Nobody identifies oneself as the whole universe. And yet, from all scientific and practical point of view, your body cannot be separated from the world at any moment. The body and the world is just like a wave and another wave and the ocean. You cannot separate a wave from the ocean. You cannot separate your physical body from the universal matter. Therefore, while body creates an illusion of individualized world that you experience, another person doesn't. Everyone experiences their own worlds. But in spite of all that, the real I am is cosmic altogether. Let me turn again to that understanding. First stage, you view yourself, I am the body, physical body. Then a mature mind is allowed to work. Since I am physical body, I am the universal physical body. I am the Virat. And it should not create any problem with your mind. However, there will be a problem if you are not practicing yoga and not studying scriptures and inspired by satsanga. Satsanga, scriptural study, proper guidance, practice of integral yoga in life. All this must become operative in your personality. If that is so, now we will enjoy and relish the wisdom given by Yoga Vasishtha. And the wisdom will not be just for your relishing, but for your real anubhava experience. So let me conclude on that. The first stage was your physical body. Second, and that relates to the A aspect of Om. Next is U aspect of Om. You grow a little more wisdom. The idea I am physical body is not because physical body is reality, but even the idea of physical body and your perception of physical body is an act of your mind. If mind is not operative, where is physical body? So, now you come to assert within yourself, I am individual mind. That's called Tejas. And therefore, I am related to cosmic mind, Hiranyagarbha. Once you become secure about the understanding that you are mind, but a wave of the ocean of cosmic mind. So try to say wave goodbye to the wave. Turn your attention from being a wave to the whole ocean. How can it be done? Allowing your mind to relax. Allow your mind to enter into manana and nididhyasana, meditation and samadhi and all the advanced process. And finally, even that, if it has become well grounded in your heart, that you are mind and therefore you are cosmic mind. This is the U aspect of Om. And the third, M aspect of Om, you come still deeper and more mature in a spiritual way. Mind, whenever you refer to, you are referring to the conscious mind. But the conscious mind will not exist without the deep unconscious. The deep unconscious is your I am. Just like your I am was your physical body, and we realize physical body cannot exist without a mind. So I am shifted to the mind. Now the I am shifts from mind to unconscious mind. And there again, unconscious mind is just a wave in the cosmic causal plane known as Ishvara. Identified with causal body, the jiva is called prajna. And all this is in the realm of vrittis, thought waves. Thought waves, when they are removed from their very root is causal plane. Then there is neither A, neither U, nor M. Chant Om and see what left. Pure mystic silence. That's called Ardhamatra, pointing to Turiya, the transcendental. So that transcendental is your real I am. Birth, life, heaven, wisdom, ignorance are nothing but the self. All varieties of experiences and multitudes of realities in three levels: physical, subtle, causal. All this is nothing but the self. Just like all that you experience through a cinema show is nothing but the screen. They are illusory modifications of pure consciousness. Pure consciousness is like a mystic lake, Mansarovar. And all the three lokas are reflections in that lake. Your pure awareness. First point to understand, anything that you experience is due to awareness, due to consciousness. Your awareness goes on changing. Awareness of different situations. Your awareness of the physical realities. Awareness of your psychological troubles. Awareness, when you dive deeper, of your unconscious plane. All these are so many variables that are sustained by pure awareness that is invariable. And that pure consciousness is I am. That's Prajnanam Brahma. Brahman is pure awareness or pure consciousness. A sage sees himself, sees his own self to be the reality behind I, you, and the objects of the world. He sees his own self encompassing the 10 directions. The I am that becomes such a source of all your pain, miseries, adversities. That I am is illusory. That I am deals with reflections. The absolute I am remains unchanged. Simple way to understand, in dream, your I am has become refracted. All things that you view other than your own self, they are nothing but your own self. While in your dream, the dream world seems so real. Everything, your house is in one place, your friend's house is in another place, and countless variations. But wake up and try to exercise your understanding. What was? Where were you in your dream? Everything of your dream was you. There was nobody else. Allow the same understanding to be applied in a broad way. Everything in this universe that you are experiencing, that you are imagining, that you are begin to develop knowledge about, all things that you know and things that people don't know, and they will know it as science progresses further. Past, present, and future. All that you can imagine is I am. The I am is so majestic. Millions of suns shining together does not exceed the effulgence of I am. All countless flowers that blossom, they cannot put all their beauty together. The I am excels. I am excels everything. And let your mind also understand that all mud and muck, worms and insects, spiders and rats, I am. The knowledge that gives rise to such a lofty vision is called Samyak Jnana. Samyak Jnana is implying the knowledge that enlightens you. That's the true knowledge. As a result of Samyak Jnana, the mind becomes cool, free from the effect of three tapas: subjective troubles, troubles coming in your near and dear ones, or troubles that arise out of people, animals, birds, and so forth. Objective troubles. An act of God's will, the act of God, like storms and hurricanes, volcanic eruptions. All these are tapas. They create feverish agony and sorrow in the heart of people. But all these three become cool, because all is Brahman. No matter how much horrifying experience you may have in your dream, lot of fires everywhere, but the moment you wake up, all becomes cool. A sage, therefore, does not indulge in praising anyone or finding fault in anyone. He neither rejoices nor does he grieve. This ideal attainment has to be kept in your view. If that goal is your attention, do not let your mind drift or go on shaking by likes and dislikes, praise and censure. Now try to understand the role of praise and censure. Prasansha and ninda. Prasansa is to praise. It applies subjectively as well as objectively. You accomplish something and internally you begin to praise yourself. There is something wrong, internally you begin to censure. Go beyond praise. From practical point of view, learn lessons. But do not allow yourself to be limited, conditioned, thwarted by varying situations that cause in your heart these two types of sentiments, praising or censuring. Similarly, when dealing with people around, that's objective operation of praise and censure. Do not become so attached to those who praise you. And then if they suddenly change their mind, don't become so shaken. Or your attitude towards them. One day you praise a person, you found some good qualities, and another day something went wrong. The person didn't even say goodbye to you. So you start talking about The person is a stupid person. Mind has tremendous capacity, and nothing else it can do but to go after like and dislike, praise and censure. It keeps the news coming constantly, pouring in your mind. But the real news, I am that, is like the sky that gets veiled by these shifty news. Therefore, what I'm leading you to understand, that turn your attention to what we know as serenity, shama, samadhan. No matter how negative news has been brought to you, mentally, samadhan, all this is in the realm of Maya. No matter how dark clouds have come to give the news, the sun is gone. And we look up and we see to believe. But it is not really so. So even though it seems so practical reality, yet through your sadhana, allow a corner in your mind, a space, which holds the great wisdom that all things in this world that you experience, they are not restricting yourself. You are like the sky. And all things in this world exist like clouds, shifting clouds. The sky can handle the clouds that come shimmering with and dancing with joy. And the sky remains the same if the clouds come, creating lots of noise and unnecessary thunder, full of vanity. Rumbling clouds, grumbling clouds, tumbling clouds. The sky remains untouched. So there has to be a sky-like space that remains untouched while your personality goes through all practical realities. Shaking is perfectly normal. Another point, when we say you have to go beyond praise and censure, it's your internal, subjective experience. It should not express in your practical dealings. Someone praises you. No, even though you don't depend upon that praise, express humility. Be gracious. And somebody disrespects you, then again learn what should you do so that he doesn't feel disrespect. Practical realities must continue. While internal reality, you are one and the same. Internal reality is your secure root. The root remains unshaken. Rather, your root becomes more strengthened as you practice serenity and samadhan. Mind does not hold on to contradictions. Everything happens and your mind says, oh, it should have been different. It's raining too much. Oh, it spoils my day and spoils my night, and pneumonia smiles. Knowing that all human relationships are apparent, a sage does not grieve at the death of his relatives. Again, same point. You don't grieve, but don't make people feel that they should be heartless. So therefore, your role is more in a sensitive way how to help people to calm, to maintain calmness in the mind, and allow them to grieve according to their capacity. Everybody doesn't have the capacity to suddenly listen to a teaching and start following it. Everyone has their own different degrees of evolution. So all these points, a sage is ever aware and considers these points while dealing with people. But in his mental level, all that he is dealing with are like waves, and he is the ocean. The ocean is not disturbed by how the waves behave with other waves. But again, when we say ocean-like, means he goes on evolving, ascending the steps to that ideal of being ocean. So every act of serenity, every act of calming your mind, every act of sublimating anger into forgiveness, cruelty into compassion, all these are gradually leading you towards the highest goal. And if your affirmation becomes more profound, all these virtues will rush towards you in a spontaneous way. So practice virtues for attaining it, and as well as understand, as you are progressing, the virtues go after you. You don't go after them. He is not affected by misery, even when he approaches the death of his own transient personality. He does not rejoice at prosperity, nor does he grieve over adversity. He sees no reason to afflict his mind with grief over the transient developments of this world. These are, to a beginner or to anyone in an early stage, all this seems like impossible, even rationally. But if you are thinking of trying to understand easily, think of your dream. How so many things happened in your dream, and yet nothing happened. You are on your bed, quite safe and sound. But this is just to help your intellect to understand. Simile after simile is used. Practical point of view, that is, your internal experience must continue to grow. So your whole total purpose of life is not securing worldly attainment. Of course, again, you should not mistake it. You continue to secure, but deep down, your real security is not securing worldly gains, worldly attainments. All your wealth, your whole body, and all your relatives, they suddenly vanish when you kick the bucket. So careful. This body is a product of ignorance. And therefore, why should I grieve for it? For the same reason, why should I grieve for the bodies of others? This is the point that's been brought into Bhagavad Puran in the story of Barbarik. Barbarik was an amazing, advanced sage. who had, I'm not going to the storyline, but just to give you a little glimpse of the story. He was led to have only head of his whole personality. And through that head, he watched the Mahabharata battle. And in the end, when people were glorifying themselves, Pandavas were talking of their war experience and how much strength they had and how many things happened, they hear a head laughing at them. There was Barbaric. And then later they came to know Krishna led them to Barbaric, and they heard the Barbaric described the whole battlefield of 18 days. That 18 days was just a big Leela of Krishna. Only Sudarshan Chakra was dancing here and dancing there. Nothing happened. So, all 18 days he had nothing to do but laugh. And laughing becomes more of a reality when you see how people are so stupid. They think they are the ones fighting. There are many such stories in the scriptures. They give you allegorically the profound truths. Now, coming to more practical way of looking at it, all souls are in the process of evolution. And body is an instrument. And therefore, loss of body is not loss of the soul. Rather, by losing one body, the soul is in the process of progress. Whenever one loses the body, it's led by karma. There is a law behind it. And karma is sustained by divine hand. So therefore there is a divine purpose. So no one dies by sheer accident. This is for deeper understanding. And nobody's death is really to be viewed as tragic. And that's for your subjective awareness, not from the external point of view. You don't go after telling people some tragedy has happened. Oh, nothing is tragic. This statement itself is most tragic. But that's not the purpose behind that. But your deeper understanding must develop that all the deaths, all the destruction, they don't damage your spiritual movement. You leave the body, your soul is getting another body. Just like one cloth is given up and you put on another. Your mother nature does more fashionable preparation for another cloth. This body is a product of ignorance, and therefore, why should I grieve for it? For the same reason, why should I grieve for the bodies of others? So the main point is, there is no real loss when a person ages. Even in life itself, you are just a cute child. But you don't stay cute. You grow up. You are the bright young man, constantly bouncing with energy. But then that itself doesn't stay on. Then you become elderly. Things begin to change. And then snow white hair, shaken teeth, hard of hearing. So many things come. But the soul remains the same. Your outer covering is changing constantly. This vision must enter your heart. So don't become broken-hearted because of loss of near and dear ones, as well as the idea of losing your own body. You have been losing many times. You are losing day by day. O sinless Rama, it is attachment which, like a strong rope, ties the soul to the world process. Attachment is called asakti, raga, raga-dvesha. Raga-dvesha becomes the basis of clinging to objects that seem supportive of you. When the intellect doesn't see any reality in the world, there is absence of attachment. So the main point to understand, you are not enriched or dependent upon food, money, praise, and all external comforts and luxuries and external realities. You are not dependent upon them. You are the sky. Welcome them. They all play their role. But the sky is not dependent upon the sky, upon the clouds. So also you are not dependent upon any one of these. The real I am in you is absolutely your making. Where you are, your bondage and up to your release is a matter in your own hand in a profound way. Others may begin to help you, that again is a limited statement. The whole world will begin to help you if you do your self-effort in a right way. Seeing this world as a reflection in the self and having no reality of its own, a sage experiences indescribable peace within his heart. Once deep down you have developed the awareness of yourself, I am. The real I am is untouched. And so, external situations and calamities let you come closer and closer to I am. Just like a baby, a child, seeing frightening situations before him or her, the child runs towards the mother. And closer the child goes to the mother, more fearless the child is. Child here is your own soul. And mother is the reality of your child, your soul. Atma, Brahman. Come closer to reality, you are like a baby coming closer to a mother, divine mother. The closer you are, the world becomes more funnier. Distant you are, then even the funny world becomes terrible world. Try to understand that. There are two attitudes that lead to liberation. First attitude, neither Neither is there truth in me, nor in the objects of enjoyments. There is no truth in ahamta, the ego, nor in the objects of this world. The world is illusory. That's first attitude. Second attitude, I as well as all the objects of the world are nothing but Brahman, or the Absolute. Put it in a very simple way, Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. From the point of view of the world is illusory. The point of the truth, Brahman alone is real. By adopting these attitudes, you will bring about the cessation of attachment and hatred, raga dvesha, and enjoy limitless freedom. At this stage, I will limit my speech. Om Ram 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 Ram. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om. Prayer for shower of Karunamaya grace of God over all of you, and for the blessings of Shakti, Bhakti and Mukti. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukuva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyama Mritat. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kashchid Dukha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityor Ma Mritam Gamaya. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om.